Alright everyone, so I'm back with another repair on the 2008 Jeep Patriot. I have a valve cover leak. So I'm going to be replacing the gasket today, and man, there is a lot of bolts on this thing. There's 18 bolts on it all throughout. There's bolts in here. I also have to remove all the coil packs, and also I have to remove the PCV valve hose and the actual vacuum line there also. So let's go ahead and get at it, because as you see right back here, I have a bad leak coming right on my manifold. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is going to go ahead and remove the hoses. I already noticed that they're really stuck on here, so I put a little penetrating oil on them. But I think it's going to be easier just to go ahead and remove this hose from the air box from here, because I tried to pull on this several times and it just wasn't coming off. But this one here is already loosened up, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove it from the air box, and I'm going to tackle the coil packs next with good Allen wrench here. This is a really can't see the size right here. It's a 5/32, so we're going to go ahead and remove these, and they're not on there very tight at all. So sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand, the one-hand mechanic going on here. So we're going to go ahead and you see the gist of it. You're going to go ahead and remove all these, and I'm going to go ahead and pull them off and put them off to the side. Actually, what I'm going to do is pull these clips first. So let's see if there's any retaining clips, anything that you have to remove first. But I think you just have to squeeze, yeah, you squeeze on it and pull these out. So you can actually see a coil pack change on this. Would be simple enough. See, and there's a good sign. I have no oil on this coil pack, so go ahead and set that off to the side. Let me go ahead and pull off all the rest of them, and we'll come back. Alright, so all the coil packs are pulled out. Looking inside of them, and looks all dry in there. So that's a good sign. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go to these wire looms next and pull those off to get them out of the way of the valve cover. Alright, so these wire looms are necessary to pull out of the way because actually they have covers on them. They have covers on them that actually cover the bolt that you're going to be undoing back here. So let's go ahead and pull that one out of the way, and I believe there's two more on this side down under here. There's one right here. I'll give you a reference of where that is. There's one here, and there's one back here. So let me go ahead and do that off camera, pull them off, because I'm doing this all one-handed. It's a little hard. Alright, so all those wires are all tackled and pulled aside off of the valve cover of the gasket. So you're going to see that it's kind of strange they did this, but some of them are meant for deep socket, and some of them are not. So you can use deep socket on all of them if you want to, but you need an 8mm deep socket set for this, or just a socket. You don't need the whole set. But to get these off, because the bolt, if you just put a standard one on there, it's not going to work. And let's go ahead and start with this one. Not a lot of pressure on it at all. Anyways, you see how I loosen them? They actually don't come all the way off, so don't just keep on going. They just actually loosen enough where they're not holding the cover down anymore. It's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about losing these bolts. But I'm going to do this real quick. There's 18 of these. I just felt that one just finally finish. So I already got through 4 of them. Here's another one. See how that's a deep one. Actually, what it is there's an engine cover that goes on this. That there's plastic clips that go on. My car did not come with that engine cover. So, anyways, let me go ahead and pull all these off, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this valve cover gasket on. Just the valve cover off, and you will see the gasket being put on next. Alright, so I got all the bolts loosened, and like I said, they don't come all the way out, so you see they're completely loose, and you pull them and you feel them kind of wobbling there. But let's go ahead and get this loose. Wow, okay, this thing's kind of stuck. We're gonna go ahead and do this off camera. I'm gonna pull this off real quick though. It's just I got a lot of caked on oil in the back, and I think it's just kind of cooked on there. Alright, so now it's removed, the valve cover. And by the way, everybody, this is a 2.0 motor on the 2008 Jeep Patriot. I think I forgot to say that at the beginning, so I apologize. But it looks really good inside. I don't see a lot of any type of damage on the mechanicals. Chain looks really good. So, but man, I can see the extent of my oil leak now. You can see all that oil that has been coming out of this valve cover. Some more of that came out when I opened it up, but wow. So you got to take care of these things. You know, the oil is the lifeblood of your motor, and if you start leaking or run low on that, you're going to ruin your motor real quick. So let's go ahead and get into the valve cover replacement. Let me show you that real quick. So this is the valve cover gasket I got from Advance Autos. They're not sponsoring this video or anything, but it's the Philpro VS50698R if anybody needs to know what the part number is. Let's go ahead and open up this box. Alright, so there's the valve cover, and here is the old gasket. This is probably where it was leaking right here before. Man, this thing is hard as a rock. So it feels brittle. What do you expect when you have a car that has, 123,000 miles on it? But so this gasket has had it right here. It's leaking. Also, when you're changing this, make sure you replace these. I mean, a lot of people skip this step, but you might as well replace it. It comes with it in your valve cover gasket kit when you buy it. So just go ahead and replace it. It's not going to take much more time for you to do that. And honestly, 123,000 miles, every 123,000 miles, oh, whatever. This has lasted a long time for this gasket. It's a great thing. Anyways, I don't want anybody to be afraid to do this. This is simply as easy as, popping some hoses off, undoing a couple of electrical connections, and unbolting some bolts, and then putting everything back into place and, reversing the process. This is very easy. Anybody can do this. Don't be scared. Alright, so there is the outer valve cover gasket in place, and I moved it actually onto my floor in my garage because, I said these bolts hold in place. Guess what? This one undid. I had it on top of the motor. That's why you see my hand all dirty, because it decided to fall into the engine, and removing that bolt from the engine itself is not fun, guys. So go ahead and set it on the workbench or on the floor to put this gasket on, because just in case one of those bolts fall off, you don't want that to happen. Alright, there's the new gaskets on. And just to show you how bad the old one was, I just gave up on trying to wear the gloves at this point, guys, because it was kind of hard to work on. These things just falling apart. Watch this. That's how bad that gasket was. So we're going to go ahead and drop this in. It's a reverse process. Basically, drop it in on top of the engine, tighten up all the bolts, and we should be good to go. No more engine leak. Next time you'll see me is when that's done. Alright, everyone. So there it is. It's all buttoned up. You can actually see the seal a little bit down there, the blue and everything. Make sure you go through all those bolts when you're going through there. Make sure you double check, triple check them, because if you miss one of them, you're just going to end up with the same problem you already have with the leak. So Anyways, if you like what you see today, guys, make sure you hit that like. Share it with everybody that might be having this issue with a simple valve cover gasket leak on their 2.0 Jeep Patriot. And make sure to subscribe if you like it too. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day.